Between the Black Sea and the Caucasus Mountains, in the land of the mysterious dolmens, lies the Russian Ken School.
I'm Veronica. I've been here for a year. I'm 11 years old. I love it here. Do you know why? Because each pupil here sees himself as a teacher. It's quite different from the standard school where there is a strict teacher and a student. It's better here. The children are the teachers. The children teach, the children learn. And when other children explain it and share their knowledge, you memorize everything so much better. And so it's much more interesting for children both to learn and to teach. They explain things in a language you can understand. They explain it the way they themselves understand it, and so you get it more easily. The children are treated as though they were already adults, responsible for themselves and their actions.
When I came here, I was amazed. This school really offered me so many new experiences, things I've never seen anywhere else. Pupils here are allowed to develop their thinking.
When I came to this school, I lost the fear of asking a question or admitting I don't know something. I can openly say, I do not know, because I know they will teach me that. The children here don't just think about living for themselves or their own interests. They care about nature, ecology, about our country, Russia. It feels as though everyone here is your brother or sister, and we're progressing together.
In our school, children are entrusted with the task of creating the school itself. They are the creators here. Everyone knows everybody else at this educational center. We're neither teachers nor pupils. We're all co-workers. We're working in the same direction, we have a common goal, and we're working together to achieve it. If you have a problem, everyone is trying to help you out, to offer a supporting hand. So we have older children helping the younger, and vice versa, like one big loving family. Depending on the situation, a group contains from 12 to 15 children. They range in age from 8 years to my age of 22 and are of different ethnic backgrounds. They're together the whole day. They share the same dormitory room and always move everywhere and work together as a group.
Я думаю, что живостью соучастия во всем.
I think that the active and sincere participation in everything, this is what makes our school different from regular schools today. Regular schools prepare children for social roles, but here we don't prepare, we live in the moment.
Она сейчас происходящую жизнь.
I also like it here because everybody absorbs a huge amount of information all at once. We take chemistry and cover it all. Then we take physics and cover it all. Not like in a regular school where you get information in disconnected bits and pieces, 45 minutes of physics, then 45 minutes of chemistry. Your mind gets mixed up and confused.
No school offers conditions like this for the child to think about a subject. Learning here proceeds one subject at a time. This concept has been talked about in our country for a long time. The day is not broken down into hours and hours of different subjects. Here, a subject is dealt with until it is finished. Here, one delves into chemistry until chemistry is thoroughly understood. One keeps asking questions until they are fully answered. When I came here, I started with a question and got it answered. And when I didn't get the answer, they said, "We don't know." And that satisfied me. Somebody told me, "I don't know." A child told me, "I don't know." Then I had to find the answer to that question myself.
I like the way that in this school, you don't have to learn things by rote. In a regular school, in a history class, for example, you learn a paragraph by heart, raise your hand, repeat what you just memorized, and get an A. But what's the point? All you've done is memorize it, and you'll forget it in 2 days. But here we integrate all information, create a holistic course, get an overview, and then dive into the very core of the subject to probe its deepest essence.
Our basic goal is to help each person develop their abilities to the fullest. This is the foundation of our system. We do everything we can to let everybody grow. And every person sees that all the rest are working for him, so he works for the rest. So we're all part of a system here. It's true they become responsible for their own education. They themselves create the school and develop textbooks. They are in charge of the educational process, research and development, and provide for their own daily needs. Adults tend to look at children like some little, primitive, undeveloped beings who can't find their way. But I would really like every adult to be aware of the fact that each child is born with full knowledge of the way.
Мне 16 лет. В школе я нахожусь уже 2 года.
I'm 16. I've been here for 2 years now. Every bit of this school has been built, decorated, created by children's hands. I now have advanced knowledge of how to build a house. I'm now better at drawing and, well, any field of knowledge. I've already completed the high school syllabus here with very good marks. I would not get such knowledge back home.
Закончил очень хорошо. То есть таких знаний я бы дома у себя бы в принципе не обрел бы.
When I came here, I couldn't do anything. I didn't even know how to hold a spatula in my hand. But when we were doing renovations, there was no discrimination. If I didn't know something, it didn't mean I wouldn't do it. Everybody made an effort to teach me and show me how. You learn to be in charge of developing your own abilities. See these walls? Some of the designs I painted myself.
Všechny ty prostory, všechny budovy, všechno, co je okolo nás, tak to je práce jednotlivých.
All this space, all the buildings, everything around us, it's all the work of individual pupils, groups, the school, children and teachers working together. Whether it's constructing buildings, housekeeping, accounting, teaching, organizing activities, administration, or cooking, any task can be performed by anyone. All the children, whether they are 8 or 15 years old, participate in this process. The information flows from the older ones to the younger ones, or from those who possess knowledge to those who don't.
Мы стараемся делать все, чтобы в школу шли талантливые дети.
We do all we can to attract talented children to the school, but I should state my feelings on that. I'm convinced, and this has been confirmed right through my life, that all children, provided they are mentally sound, are endowed with genius, talent, and creativity. That's why we don't test their IQ. It's important to see that as long as a child's heart is open, he's a genius. So to awaken his genius, you need to open his heart, remove complexes, tension, and fear. Once these are removed, then we see before us a genius who is already on his right path.
Перед нами гений, который уже начал свой путь.
Вот, ты должен сам захотеть здесь учиться. Иначе просто ты здесь не сможешь.
You need to have a desire to be here, or you won't fit in. This is my third time here. The first time, I was in a biology group, but I got homesick and went home. The second time, I was in physics, but I still missed my mama. The third time, I got into chemistry, and it took me a little while to decide, but I stayed. So it's my third try, and here I am.
Третий раз. И здесь осталась потом попозже чуть-чуть. Вот приехала 3 раза, приезжала, и на третий осталась.
Конечно, когда человек приезжает сюда впервые, и он является новеньким.
Of course, when someone comes here for the very first time, when you're brand new to the school, it's hard to take it all in, all at once. The diversity you're faced with is overwhelming. So at first, you might feel lost. Some hardy souls join in right off, but others need time to adapt. It took me a while to fit in. In the beginning, it all seemed so challenging for me. Martial arts, dancing, even just thinking on my own. But over time, I started developing all these qualities in me, and it got easier.
Начал развивать в себе все эти качества, все эти стороны. И тогда стало легче.
Когда ребенок приезжает один, допустим, в те же самые 13 лет, ты остаешься один.
You come here all alone when you're, say, 13. You see nothing but strangers around you. Your mama's not around. But this is when you start actually becoming yourself. Sooner or later, you'll have to leave mama behind. You can't spend your whole life with her. So you become more independent. You feel grown up. You're no longer a little boy with a mama or a big brother or someone else to decide everything for you. You become personally responsible for your actions. You really see yourself as an adult, in charge of your own life. You wash your own clothes and take care of yourself.
То есть ты стираешь за собой сам, то есть ты ухаживаешь за собой сам. Среднюю школу, 11 класс, я закончил через 2 года. Вот. Я хочу сказать, что все эти 2 года я трудился.
I finished high school here in 2 years. I worked hard. I did my best to learn. The first year I covered grade 8. The second year I covered grades 9, 10, and 11 all at once. I'm part of a biology lab. We are developing a biology course. You could say we are already scientists in a way. We're working out how to present this course to other children in a systematic way so that both grade 11 and grade 1 pupils can understand, so that it's accessible even to the youngest.
Меня зовут Дементьев Костя. Вот. Я приехал из Омска.
I'm Kosta Demintiev. I come from Omsk. I've been here for a full year. I just took a biology exam. I'm 10. I like it a lot here. It's a very good school.
Мне очень нравится в этой школе. Вот, школа очень хорошая.
На данный момент я руковожу лабораторией, которая занимается научной разработкой в области биологии.
I am currently in charge of a laboratory conducting biology research. We just had here an exam for the entire high school biology curriculum, equivalent to 11 years of learning. Our educational system allows a child to absorb the huge amount of information from the school syllabus in a very short period of time. Konstantin, he's 10 now, passed the exam with an A. He's covered the entire school curriculum in biology.
Уникальность нашей системы образования в том, что мы можем действительно за год дать курс средней школы.
Our educational system is so unique, we can cover the whole 11-year school curriculum in 1 year. We have quite a few cases like that. But every child should progress at his own speed, and it doesn't matter whether he finishes in 1, 2, 3, or 4 years. The inner growth over that time period is what matters the most. Our experience shows that if a child experiences a dramatic moral and spiritual growth within, he will have no problems mastering any scholarly subject.
Наша учебная система сводится к тому,
Our educational system boils down to an attempt to merge all knowledge into a holistic perception of space. We encourage a child to think in terms of the universe, not just on the scale of an individual separate from everything else. His thought should encompass the whole system, as great as creation itself. That is, the universe. That's it in a nutshell.
Это самое главное, когда в итоге образования ребенок ставит новый вопрос.
The greatest achievement of education is when the child asks either of himself, people, or adults a brand new question and then answers it himself, when he comes up with new thoughts, with knowledge not yet discovered by the grown-ups.
Nádherný zážitek, kdy bylo to tak mimo trošku hodinu, ale už to bylo po hodině.
I had a beautiful experience regarding a biology class. We were studying cell division. A boy named Dima was seated next to me, around 12 years old. I was interested in the subject. I had already delved into it at university, but at the time I had not understood this topic fully. I could not understand how the process of cell division is done, how chromosomes function, how individual cytoplasms are divided, these kinds of details. He was looking for a way to explain it to me, using a Czech textbook. He would show me the Czech textbook and then refer back to the Russian book. He tried as best he could to answer my questions. I could see the fire in his eyes, how he'd collected knowledge, and how he wanted me to understand. After that class, I realized that I understood it. In that instant, I understood how the division of cells is done. This boy had imparted to me what I had not got from high school or university textbooks or from a university professor.
Jak z knížek na střední škole, tak ani z knížek na vysoké škole, ani od výkladu vysokoškoláka.
Как здесь развиваются дети, они здесь развиваются очень разносторонне.
Children's development here is very multifaceted. We do not just engage in mental activity here or the development of new courses. We do hand-to-hand combat, folk dances, choral singing, folk crafts, and much more. Whatever can fully reveal in a human being new qualities that are inherent in him, only lying dormant, and eventually they unfold.
Которые в нем скрыты, и позже они открываются.
До приезда сюда я не знал в действительности так глубоко, что такое природа.
Before I came here, I did not have any real appreciation of nature. But they showed me here what it is and connected me with it, with my consent, of course. I got immersed in nature here, and now I fully understand what it's all about. The school promotes this connection. Our daily schedule always includes time devoted to contact with nature. Every morning, summer and winter, we run to the stream and bathe. Even when it's freezing cold and there's snow on the ground, we pour cold water over ourselves. This might seem a bit scary or strange, but it really strengthens you, helps you a lot, and stimulates your thought.
Это очень помогает, и это заставляет задуматься человека.
что я заметила? Смотрите, вот дома постоянно хочется полежать, ну, поотдыхать, поиграть. Ну, как будто...
Do you know what I've noticed? At home, you just loll about, do nothing, or play. And here, well, if you do nothing for more than 10 minutes, you get so bored you can't stand it. True, you know, I see someone washing the floor, and I can't just sit and watch. I get an inner urge to wash the floor with her. Now I can't even imagine how back home I used to find excuses not to help around the house. When I go home on a visit, I have no interest in the TV. Textbooks are more interesting. I just sit down, open a book, and study, all by myself. I just can't get by without studying. Visitors ask us if we get homesick. We simply don't have time to get homesick here. The thought might cross your mind once in a while, but it's simply not a temptation. You don't even want to go home.
Тут даже просто не хочется, как бы, не знаю. Вот, и вот домой вообще не хочется. Нет, тут, вот знаете, тут даже летом интереснее, чем зимой. Летом...
In the summer, it's even more interesting here than in the winter. In the summer, we undertake new projects, go to orchards, pick strawberries, cherries, apples, peaches. That's interesting too.
Станет наш родимый дом для врагов могилой. Ой, рай-да-рай-да, ой, да-рай-да-рай-да, станет наш родимый дом для врагов могилой. Помнил девчину казак, бросил взгляд горячий и помчался догонять эскадрон казачий. Ой, рай-да-рай-да, ой, да-рай-да-рай-да, и помчался догонять эскадрон казачий. Вонью над рекой под зеленым дубом.
В конце дня мы собираемся на осмысление того, как прошел день, для того, чтобы...
In the evening, we get together to review the day's work and see the extent each one of us has grown during the day. We make plans for the future and see how we can improve. We also see what cohesion there is in the team or if there are any conflicts. It's a moment when everyone who makes up the team has a voice.
Человек, который строит коллектив, имеет слово.
Мне бы очень хотелось, чтобы вы обратили внимание на то, что человек – производитель высшей ценности, мысли.
Just think about it. Man produces the highest good, that is, thought. And mind you, thought is not information itself. It is the quality of information. Instead of stuffing a child's head with information, we must teach him to recombine information in such a way as will improve the quality of life. So, thought is man's principal creation. This is the energy that creates the common good. We don't just reflect reality, we create reality with our thought. This is man's main occupation and the main source of anything of value.
Это и есть главная деятельность человека и главное производство его ценностей.
Вот, на мой взгляд,
I think the most important detail to impart to a man at the beginning of his life path is the conscious awareness of life.
Takže ta škola není jenom o tom, že se učí normální věci, jako je vzdělání.
In addition to the standard educational curriculum, this school offers skills and knowledge which prove useful in life. Things are taught in such a way that when a child graduates, he's able to build a house. He participated in cooking, so he will know how to cook. He took part in dancing or choreography, so he will love to dance. He will be able to defend himself. The knowledge the student acquires will be passed on to others.
Я стала по-иначе видеть мир.
I've got a different perception of the world now. I see every blade of grass as a living being. Of course, I knew that before, but it wasn't important to me the way it is now. I now realize that absolutely everything around us, including me standing here, breathing this air, and all these trees around me, it's all part of one world, of one whole.
Одного целостного мира, который мы составляем.
Еще хотел бы сказать, что здесь ребенок действительно получает духовное образование.
I'd like to add that a child receives spiritual education here. He sees that he can influence his own destiny and that of the others. It's something he creates himself. He's the master of his life. Life isn't something you prepare for. You live it every moment you breathe. You can't rewind and play back what's already happened. If you see it clearly enough, you'll assume full responsibility for each of your actions, knowing that whatever you do will come back to you, and however you treat others, that's how they will treat you.
На тебе же скажется. То есть как ты будешь поступать, как ты будешь к другим относиться, так будут относиться и к тебе.
Вот, еще мне нравится здесь, потому что здесь, здесь очень высокий, духовный уровень у людей.
I also like it here because people have a higher spiritual level of awareness. They're getting a greater appreciation of the meaning of life, of the environment. It's only now that I realized the importance of God, of each leaf or tiniest pebble on the earth. If some minute grain of sand were missing from the seashore, the whole world would be different. And so this school is a true revelation for humanity. This school is a beginning for humanity's future. I think there will soon be many schools like this one, and all children will go to these schools. And then Russia will become better and stronger. And then you'll have such schools in other countries as well. Can you imagine just how strong and lasting peace can be then? Simply marvelous.
Když by se zpětně podíval s odstupem času na moje přebývání ve škole, tak určitě ve mně zůstaly vzpomínky na překrásné společné tvoření s dětskama, které tam jsou.
When I look back on my time at the school, I certainly have beautiful memories of working together with the children here. My only reservation was that the children didn't have any free time or individual space to allow them to explore their own creativity. The children are united by a single overall vision. They're all traveling on the same ship under the direction of Mikhail Petrovich Shatinin. This direction may not, of course, be perfect, or it may not be to everybody's liking. Any good, creative, and expedient work requires considerable discipline and obedience. As for national pride, Russians' reverence for their homeland is quite different from that of the Czech people. In this school, as throughout Russia, this attitude sometimes verges on submission of the individual to the collective.
The Russian Kin School in Tekos has been providing elementary, high school, and university education for 13 years now. While it may have its shortcomings, it is first and foremost a great inspiration.